I thought of calling Paul as I left Dover Community. It felt too much like those last 6 weeks with Mom, something unresolved hanging between us. But I was still angry. Just thinking about it, thinking about him, stirred the anger almost to a boil. I trusted him, and so did Mom. Would he really just hand Ronnie over to an institution or a home? Is that why he had been so cavalier about sending Ronnie to the hospital? And when I'd suggested we get a lawyer, that we work to get Ronnie out, Paul was dismissive of the idea. The sun was setting as I drove to my apartment. The clouds from earlier in the day had parted. A band of orange marked the horizon, and flocks of birds, black specks against the darkening sky, swept past in the distance. Halfway home, I almost picked up the phone and called Dan. I told myself I didn't need him. I just wanted him, or someone, to be there with me when I went to the apartment. I tried to convince myself I would have settled for Jeff, the astronomy nerd downstairs. But I knew the truth. I really did want Dan to be there. After the whole long day and the fight with Paul, I wanted Dan to be around. But I didn't call him. I put the phone down. I needed to go in alone. I hurried to make it home before darkness fully fell. I parked the car, but before climbing out, I looked all around me. 2 runners jogged by. The night looked normal, and when I stepped out, it felt normal. Cool and crisp, but normal. I hustled up the stairs. I felt some comfort when I passed Jeff's apartment. A light glowed in the window. I wasn't completely alone. There were other people in the world, people sharing the spaces I inhabited. I just needed to notice them. The key the landlord gave me worked like a charm. I slipped inside as quickly as I could, locking the deadbolt behind me before I even hit the light. When I turned it on, I saw the mess. I hadn't been home since the night before. I'd forgotten about the condition of the place, the things strewn around, the upended drawers. I dropped my bag to the floor, overwhelmed by it all. I'd proved my point to myself. I'd made it home. I felt tears coming again. I didn't want to give in to them, but I also needed help. I found the phone and called Dan. True to form, Dan arrived about 30 minutes after I called, and he didn't arrive unarmed. When I undid my new deadbolt lock and opened the door for him, he stood there on my stoop carrying a bag of food from our favorite Thai restaurant. Why did I think I didn't have room in my life for this man? Why did I think I couldn't balance a career and a love life? He stepped inside and assessed the damage. "It's not as bad as it looks," he said. "Nothing is as bad as this looks." First we ate. He knew what to get me. Shrimp fried rice, spring rolls, and I loved every bite. I went to the kitchen and opened beers for us. It was easy to find the opener with the contents of the drawers scattered across the linoleum. For a few minutes, the food and the drink and the company helped me forget the crappy 24 hours I had been through. Dan gave me my space. He didn't ask me a lot of questions, and he avoided the subject of my family and all of their drama. He avoided it so much, and so skillfully, that I found myself wanting him to ask. As I finished my last bite of food, I tried to send telepathic messages to his brain, encouraging him to ask me about my day, about Ronnie, about Paul. But he didn't know those people. Dan was right. I'd kept the 2 halves of my life, school and family, separated as if they were warring factions. Yet they weren't. They couldn't be, because they didn't know each other. And if they had met, it would have been fine. My family, especially my mother, would have been thrilled if I'd brought a nice, normal-looking guy home to meet her. She would have been glad there was a chance I might not spend my life alone. Mom was a little old-fashioned and